The Undertaker made his first WWF appearance at Survivor Series on November 22, 1990, introduced by the $1 Million Man as part of his team. Standing nearly 7 feet tall, wearing a dark trench coat and wide-brimmed hat, he was unlike anything fans had seen before. He was originally managed by Brother Love, but soon Paul Bearer took over, bringing with him an eerie urn that seemed to control the Undertaker's supernatural power. Undertaker was quickly booked as an unstoppable force, defeating opponents with ease. His first major WrestleMania match took place in 1991 at WrestleMania 7, where he dismantled Jimmy Superfly Snuka. This win would unknowingly begin the streak, a historic undefeated run at WrestleMania that lasted for over 2 decades. That same year, at Survivor Series 1991, The Undertaker defeated Hulk Hogan to win his first World Championship, thanks to interference from Ric Flair. However, due to controversy surrounding the finish, he lost the title back to Hogan just days later at This Tuesday in Texas. Though his reign was brief, it established him as a legitimate main event threat. After his feud with Hogan, The Undertaker slowly transitioned into a fan favorite. At WrestleMania 8, he defeated Jake the Snake Roberts, solidifying his turn as a babyface. Throughout 1992, he faced monstrous opponents, including the Berserker, Kamarla, and Nails. His feud with Kamarla culminated at Survivor Series 1992, where Undertaker introduced the casket match, a stipulation that would become one of his trademarks. He sealed Kamarla inside a custom-made coffin, adding another terrifying element to his character. In 1993, Undertaker's most notable feud was against Giant Gonzalez, a nearly 8-foot-tall wrestler who debuted at Royal Rumble 1993 by attacking him. At WrestleMania 9, The Undertaker won by disqualification, but their rivalry continued until SummerSlam 1993, where he finally vanquished Gonzalez in a rest-in-peace match. One of Undertaker's most dramatic moments came at Royal Rumble 1994, when he faced Yokozuna in a casket match for the World Championship. Due to overwhelming interference, nearly a dozen wrestlers helped Yokozuna. Undertaker lost and was shut inside a casket. However, after the match, he rose on the video screen, delivering an eerie message before disappearing from the company for months. After a 7-month absence, Undertaker returned at SummerSlam 1994 to battle an imposter Undertaker, played by Brian Lee and managed by Ted DiBiase. The real Undertaker, now sporting purple gloves instead of gray, decisively defeated the fake, re-establishing himself. In 1995, Undertaker feuded with wrestlers like King Kong Bundy and Kama Mustafa, but his biggest challenge came in the form of Mabel, who crushed Undertaker's face in a match. This injury led to The Undertaker debuting his famous Phantom Mask for a brief period. At WrestleMania 11, he defeated King Kong Bundy, continuing his undefeated streak. However, it wasn't until Survivor Series 1995 that he got revenge on Mabel in another casket match, solidifying his dominance once again. 1996 saw one of Undertaker's most personal and career-defining rivalries, Mankind. Unlike previous foes, Mankind was unpredictable, deranged, and not intimidated by The Undertaker. Their brutal matches at King of the Ring, SummerSlam 1996 in a boiler room brawl, and Buried Alive showcased a different, more vulnerable side of the Deadman. At WrestleMania 13, Undertaker defeated Sid to win his second World Championship. However, his reign was overshadowed by the emergence of Kane, his long-lost brother, revealed by Paul Bearer. The backstory, as told by Bearer, was that Undertaker had burned down his family's funeral home as a child, supposedly killing his parents and his brother. However, Kane had survived, now seeking revenge. Kane made his debut at Bad Blood, attacking Undertaker during the first ever Hell in a Cell match against Shawn Michaels. This storyline built tension for months until Undertaker finally agreed to face Kane at WrestleMania 14, where he emerged victorious after 3 tombstone piledrivers. 1998 was one of Undertaker's most physically demanding years. At King of the Ring, he battled Mankind in what became the most infamous Hell in a Cell match of all time. Undertaker threw Mankind off the top of the 16-foot cage, sending him crashing through a table. Later, he chokeslammed him through the cage's roof, cementing this match as one of wrestling's most legendary moments. That summer, Undertaker turned heel, aligning with Kane briefly to form the Brothers of Destruction, before engaging in a heated feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin over the WWF Championship. By 1999, Undertaker's character took a dark turn as he formed the Ministry of Darkness, a faction centered around supernatural and satanic imagery. He abducted wrestlers, performed ritualistic ceremonies, and attempted to overthrow Vince McMahon. At WrestleMania 15, Undertaker defeated Big Boss Man in a Hell in a Cell match, then later merged his faction with McMahon's corporation, forming the Corporate Ministry. However, after suffering multiple injuries, he was written off TV in September 1999. From his chilling debut in 1990 to his transformation into the Lord of Darkness by the end of the decade, The Undertaker evolved into one of the company's most unique and compelling characters. His mix of supernatural storytelling, physical dominance, and legendary rivalries helped define the 1990s and cement his legacy as one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Little did fans know, this was just the beginning of a career that would last another 2 decades, filled with even more legendary moments.